Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back again today with another 6 trades. Today's date is November the 22nd, and as you can clearly see, I had a fantastic day starting off today, starting off this week. Only did one Forex pair here, and the rest were, as you can see, futures, gold, DAX, S&P. These ones really move and they pay a lot. Now I'm using my new Trigger Zones trading system. I also give it the nickname of the Holy Grail trading system, along with this magic indicator. It's the Trigger Zones, TZ short, stands for Trigger Zones. It's a nice smooth moving oscillator. This magic indicator helps me to find the beginning of the up and down cycles within the market. You can easily trade all 3 trading sessions 24 hours a day. I call that the flow of the market. So now we can get into these trades. S&P 500. Now remember, before I pull the trigger, I drill down the lights starting at about 6 o'clock in the morning, all the way from the monthly, all the way down. After I establish the fact whether I should be buying or selling, I put in an arrow right here. These are all things that you should be doing on a daily basis. And once I drill down the charts, I make my daily trade plan. Here it is here. November the 22nd, I sent this out to a lot of traders, and even if you just take 1 or 2 of these trades, you're going to make every day, you really should anyhow, make every day more than enough to pay what I charge, which is only $100 a month. Especially today on this gold and the DAX. Doesn't make any difference which one. This S&P right here, look at all the ups, watch for bullish trade, preferred. I took it. This was an excellent trade for today. This daily trade plan, along with the T Trigger Zone system, all you got to do is follow the rules within the Trigger Zone system. Just read. When you get it, you just read all of this and follow the instructions, and you're off to the races. I mark in all the Forex pairs and all the other instruments that I recommend to watch, because these are the biggest movers and they will pay the most on a daily basis. I made it nice and clear, simple, all in alphabetical order here. Even put a direct link for the calendar at Forex Factory. All you got to do is click on this link. This is very important because you don't want to be surprised by high impact news. So all of my trades today was taken directly from my daily trade plan. So let's get into the trades. Here we go, S&P 500. Now the market, as I said in the daily trade plan, it's very random, and a 10 pip or even a 15, 20 pip stop many times will not hold. But once the market takes off, which many times will start around the opening bell, which happens to be right here. Basically, when I closed it, I should have stayed in the trade. I could have made a lot more, but I don't even know how many pips and ticks this is, but because I threw the DAX in here, this is well over 600 pips today. So let's see where I got in at this cursor and I closed it out. Remember, I close out trades when I'm happy, and generally as a rule, I'm happy when I hit 100 pips, but if I can pull in 4, 5, or 600 pips, well, my level of happiness has just jumped up a lot more. Let's see, S&P 500 Let's see what that is. 26. And keep in mind that those pips, 25 or 26 I believe it is, pays $5 a pip. And of course, by the time you multiply that by 10 lots, which is my standard, what I trade on a daily basis, that works out to $1,250. Moving on to the only Forex pair I did, Euro Aussie. I sold it. There's the arrow telling me from the higher time frames to be selling. It's on my daily trade plan to sell. Let's see where I got in at. It did qualify when I pulled the trigger for a great way to trade. Did not even go one pip against me. Not even one. And I should have closed it out over here, but looking at so many different things, by the time I saw it, I finally decided to close it out. Let's see, looks like with about, what is that, 18 pips on the Euro Aussie, and those 18 pips paid $1,375. Okay, let's move on to the Dow Jones. This one also only pays, like the S&P 500, $5 a pip, Dow Jones. When I took the trade, it was on its way up. And then the market, as I've said many times, is very random. But as long as you're going in the direction of the higher time frames, this is very, very important. And that's why it's very, very important you get the daily trade plan, unless you know how to make your own daily trade plan. Don't waste month after month, year after year, struggling when the daily trade plan, Dow Jones right here, look, up, 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 watch for bullish trade. It's simple, not complicated. Now I jumped the gun and everything was great when I pulled the trigger, but the market does stuff like this. Let's see where I got in. And this is why you got to remember, and every new trader does make that mistake. They put in a 10 pip stop, 20 pip stop. Eventually, it hits their stop, hooks around, goes in the direction of the higher time frame, and then, they lost, whereas I am winning. And there it is right there, a lovely, whatever that is, 75 or probably 76. Let's go with 76. 76 pips at $5 a pip. That paid $3,800. And as you can clearly see, following the TZ, if I would have just hung around and showed some patience, hooked around, and there's your signal right there to buy. Right when this candle closed in, producing a lot more pips, 170 something actually. Would have paid a lot more, but that's okay. I'm not going to complain about only 600 pips today. Moving right along, the Nasdaq. Now this one pays $20 a pip. The more money it pays per pip, be careful, because just as easy as you can make a lot, you can lose a lot. Here we go, Nasdaq. And I knew it was going to go. I drilled down the lights. There's the arrow. I was 95% sure. And if you knew 95% of the time you were going to have a winner, I'm sure you would be very, very happy. Just bring the data in a little bit so the blue boxes fill in properly. Let's see where I got in at. I just pulled the trigger. I knew it was going to go. And I wish I stayed in for a lot more. But Don't come, doesn't bother me one bit. But I was very, very happy with, looks like 25 pips. That would be about right. Because you take 25 times 2, that's 5, 50 times 10. So those 25 pips on the Nasdaq paid $5,020. And it could have made a lot more. Another 85 more. Holy cow, that's like 3 times more money. Anyhow, one of these days I'm going to let it run because I still do not have a signal down here at the bottom to close the trade. If you're the type of trader who likes to stay in the trade and get more pips, I have 2 excellent videos. It's called How to Stay in the Trade for More Pips. So, anyhow, I highly recommend you get the Trigger Zones training videos. Here we go. Next one. DAX 30. And if you freak out over something like the pound pairs, well, the Nasdaq pays double that. And of course, if you go to the DAX 30, it pays 4 times more. So this one here will really, really throw a scare into you if you're not prepared for it. Let's see, DAX 30, here we go. Now I knew I wanted to be selling, so that's exactly what I did. Sold it. Where did I get in at? Well, this is when I saw it actually, but I should have got in over here. But this is where I saw it. And this is where I decided to pull the trigger. And I was very happy with, looks like 410. Because remember, to get that grand total down there, it does pay $37.50. That's 410. Let's pull up a calculator. Every time I trade the DAX 30, I am simply amazed by the money that it produces and the pips, ticks, whatever you want to call it. I said it was 410, so let's go. 410 times $37.50. There we go, 15,375. There you go, 15,375. That, when I do the DAX 30, that I immediately know it's a lot more pips or ticks, whatever you want to call it, than what I'm initial thinking about. So this is way over 600 pips a day. So that's 410 ticks. And as you can clearly see, if I walked away from the computer not paying attention, well, guess what? I'll be crying the blues. Because that's, I'll be negative 330 something. So I would be down about 12,000 negative. And that's not a good feeling, believe me. And I spent the first more than 5 years dealing with negative trades. Couldn't get over that hump for the first 8 years. So, and I was a full-time trader, just to let you know that. Pumping, hundreds of trades out, spending tens of thousands of dollars on education, and 60 hours a week in front of the computer trying to figure out how to trade the markets. Mind you, I wish I met somebody like me. I would have not only saved about $70,000 in education, but I would have knocked 10 years off. Not 10 years, but let's see, it took me 8 years. I would have knocked 7 years off the learning curve. So if you're one of the fortunate few traders who's watching this video, you are very, very fortunate to being able to get in contact with me and speed up your learning curve for pennies on the dollar. Let's see, that was the DAX 30. Gold, let's see where this gold is. Here's another excellent one, pays $10 a pip along with oil. Same thing. Okay, where are we now? After I drilled down the lights, I knew I wanted to be selling. Did go against me. This one here was not much to speak of. Well, 11 pips or so, not a big deal. And looks like I locked in about, well, let's see, top 260, 26. Well, looking at the total down there, that would be 267. Yeah, it has to be that because it's $10 a pip. Okay, 267. Let's go with that. 267 pips on gold, paying 267, $26,710. So a fantastic day of trading, actually, all compliments of gold and the DAX. I just calculated everything. It was a lot more than what I thought, whereas I was thinking more than 600. I was correct. I ended up with 822 pips and ticks. And those 822 pips paid $53,530. What a great day and a great way to start the week. So if your trading is not producing like my trigger zone system, I highly recommend you get your hands on it. Quite simple to do. All you got to do is look right below this video. You'll see this right up, my trigger zone system. Do charge $250 for. I teach how to trade the flow of the market. And same thing as the up and down cycles. And this TZ indicator on top of the timing indicator does a wonderful job of that. Now remember, I highly recommend you getting your hands on the trigger zone system and at least 1 or more months of my daily trade plan. Because if you don't know how to drill down the lights and figure out what the higher time frames are telling you, well, you know, having a good trading system you may still struggle because you may take a trade going in the wrong direction. So now my trigger zone system has 5 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Now I threw in, or it includes 6 MT4 templates, 8 custom indicators, and my favorite meter. I threw in a lot of PDF books, a lot of Word documents, and 9 bonus videos. This is just all bonus stuff, and it should help you to improve your trading. Now there's a lot of ways to trade. My number one way, of course, is a great way to trade. It's a pretty good example, what it looks like here on the right hand side. And because there's so many ways to trade, that's why I produce 50 training videos. The more ways that you can master, the more success you'll find, more pips you'll make, and the more money you'll make. There's plenty of ways that you can trade. You can put the video on pause as we're running short of time and read all of this. If you have any questions, all you got to do is pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. If you live too far, simple again. Here's my email. Remember, there's an underscore right here. Now, I do prefer Skype. Simple again. Made it easy for you. All you got to do is click on this link and we will have Skype connection, and through Skype screen sharing, I'll give you a free session, answer your questions, show you whatever system you want to see, give you some tips and tricks. Remember, I do all of that with no obligation to you. And I do all of this because I'm only trading a couple hours a day, and between 9 and 10 I'm done. And, you know, talking about trading, looking at the charts, helping traders, fills in a few hours every day. And it is good for me, and it's good for the traders I am speaking with. Now, if you click on this link right here, you'll see 35 screenshots of all the trigger systems I've been building over the years. So it's time to wrap up this video, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next day of trading and the next video, because I'll be repeating the same thing over and over every day, and nothing changes. And once you get to my level and this level, trading just becomes simple, easy, and a lot of fun. So until that next video comes, which will be more than likely tomorrow morning, I want to wish you good luck in your trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.